Hey guys, we've had a week to, bring this all in, filter down all this information we had. Todd, Rob, how are we? 1 week post the clash. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I'll tell you, getting a lot of feedback from everyone. Seemed like it was a great event for both sides, but definitely the matchups were everything that they thought they would be, and the fans enjoyed that show.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think it could have been much better, honestly. It's almost like you wrote a script and you wanted a good Iowa versus Illinois duel, and that's exactly what you got. Every match, the guys and gals came out and battled. There's no quit in any of those wrestlers for sure, and yeah, I'm really impressed by every one of them. I think beforehand we kept saying, hey, if this goes well, we'll do more. Well, I mean, what do you guys think? Did it go well? I think it's time to start planning for more. I think it went awesome.
I'm really excited about it, guys. Before the event was over, we already had people coming to us and say, when's the next round? When are we going to do the next one? Incredible. And if you weren't there, you missed out on a good time.
Yeah, definitely missed out, but that's okay because there will be more opportunities, and the video is still available. It's on our Patreon, $4.99 a month. But if you just want to see the video once, it'll cost you $4.99, and then you can cancel. Doesn't matter. But it's still available to see. And I know I've watched it a couple times again, and I know a couple of those matches almost give me goosebumps. They were so fun,
Definitely a lot of excitement going on there. We owe it to a lot of people out there too that helped us put that together. Our sponsors and everything. You want to go through and let's talk about the people that helped put this event together, and some of the people we owe a big, deep gratitude to.
Yeah, absolutely. So like Jay said, we could not have done it without the sponsors' support. So thank you guys very much. Run through those quick. Ray's Barbershop, Tim Hernandez with eXp Realty, Godfather's Pizza, QCA, L&W Betting, Brandon's Pub and Grill, GT Sports, and Custom Fit Personal Training. Thank you to all of them. I know a lot of them are businesses that we all kind of use a lot anyway. But if there's anything you guys ever need in terms of, we've covered it before, but Brandon's Pub and Grill, great place to gather with friends for a meal and a beer. Custom Fit Personal Training is a good place to go work off that meal and a beer after you're afterwards. GT Sports does all of our apparel, and they do a heck of a good job. We really appreciate working with those guys. If you need a new bed, L&W Bedding is the Quad City's only manufacturer of handcrafted mattresses, which is pretty awesome. If you have any real estate needs, Tim Hernandez is a great person to work with. And then if you need a fresh haircut, there's really no place better in the Quad Cities than Ray's Barbershop. So,
and how about that man behind the mic, Andy? Was he incredible or
yes.
what? He pumped the crowd up to a new level.
Yes, I left that one out because I wanted you to mention that. Yes, Godfather's is a great place to go grab some pizza. Todd had pizza last night, and it looked pretty darn amazing.
I did, and it did not disappoint. It was very good. And yeah, Andy, I'll tell you, man, he puts on a good show for sure. That was pretty impressive. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I knew he did well because I know he does Gold Gloves boxing events, and we jumped on YouTube, and I trusted him anyway, but I was like, I wonder what his voice sounds like behind the mic, and yeah, pretty dang good. That's what it sounds like. Before we jump into the matches, let's throw a couple more. And if I miss anybody, you guys please jump in. Our families all helped put on the event. My daughter and her friend did the music. They did a great job. Our wives helped with all the setup and then admissions and apparel, and they did a great job. We appreciate that help as well. My dad helped get the tables and chairs, which was huge. We had a couple wrestlers jump in and help with the transport of those. The Assumption team, a bunch of those guys, coaches, family, and wrestlers helped set up the gym as well. So thank you. Ernie and Bailey Pate, scores table, did a great job. Our referees for the night, Adam Hargrave and Ben Marshall, both Iowa high school state tournament experience referees, did a really good job.
I know Keaton was running the camera, correct?
Yep.
We got Keaton. He did an amazing job. I mean, it was pretty impressive on some of the highlights that I did see when he was zooming right in on the action, so you could definitely see what was going on. So,
Yeah.
Josh Meyer obviously helping us out in the kind of the background scene, getting everybody ready to line up and come out for their music, things like that. So, trying to go through it in my head also, but those two stuck out. They did a great job.
On the commentary, Joey Trevino and Bob Gallagher, phenomenal job. I could listen to those guys talk wrestling all day long.
Yeah, they were play by playing it and saying what should happen. It was that was pretty good.
All right. And also, hey, we had a pretty good post interview guy that was sitting in the corner doing the post interviews, getting the good questions out of these guys when they're gasping for breath, but hitting the right questions at the right time. So awesome job on that, Todd.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I tried to get them fresh off the mat so we could see, no time to prepare type thing. Like let's get some true feelings out here and see what they remember right off the mat. So it was fun. It was exciting to see, kind of what points they remembered after that probably 6-minute blur out there.
And then we can't obviously the wrestlers who competed, thanks to them as well for putting on a show. The coaches, we had Young Guns coaches and Agogi coaches, both representative, and probably some other clubs that were there as well. And then numerous high school coaches were in attendance as well. We appreciate that. And college, several college coaches getting a good look at some of our local talent. So yeah, thanks to everybody and then all the fans as well. What a great show, man. That was fun.
So let's dig it at the top. Let's go with our first match we had, right? We had Cody Trevino and Max Purdy of Illinois. Talk about starting off right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, Cody, wow, right? Like what an 8th grader. He's gonna be something to deal with in the future. He kind of I think he overwhelmed Max a little bit. I think he had a little bit more of a almost like a maturity advantage there for sure. Obviously, skill wise, he might be even a little bit better too currently. But you know what? Hey, Max is only a 7th grader, so there's a good chance you guys might have to deal with him again next year. So we'll have to see if there's a current 7th grader or a next year an 8th grader that is going to be able to step up and deal with him.
Yeah, I agree with all those comments. Cody Trevino is a very, very good 8th grader. I've seen people, and I think it's true, say he's pretty darn polished for a middle school wrestler. He's pretty darn good in all positions. And but Max, not afraid to come out and fight, right? Cody won by tech fall, but Max never gave up. He's ready to fight, and yeah, I think these are both names that we're going to be watching for the next several years. Go through the ranks.
All right, so what do we have for our second match of the day?
Bout number 2 also didn't disappoint. It was a fun way to follow up. Ouchie Bernard from Rock Island took on Pleasant Valley's Jack Miller. This one, in a way, it could have gone either way. Towards the end, it looked like, so I'm not great at breaking down matches. So it ended up being 11-7. What I remember about it though is that Ouchie seemed like he was kind of pulling away, and then Jack kind of marched right back and put him in danger late. And then if I remember right, Ouchie did get a takedown near the end. I want to say it was 9-7 with probably under 20 seconds left in the match. And Ouchie kind of dug deep and got another takedown, but getting late in the match, I know for sure I felt like it could have gone either way. Jack was marching back hard near the end.
Absolutely. I mean, I think everybody in the Quad City knows that Jack is one throw away from five extra points, so he's not afraid to go for it. And I think Ouchie was sucking a little wind there. He had to dig deep and find a way to get that last takedown. So it was definitely closer than the 11-7 score shows. Like you said, there's the takedown, could have tied it, or ended up giving up a takedown, losing 11-7. So that was an exciting one to get us going, and we figured it would be.
I think Todd called this match from the get-go. He said, hold on, guys. Second match of the night, fireworks are going to start shooting because you do not know what's going to be coming out of these two. And boy, it did not disappoint at all because the whole time it was anyone's match at any given time. Crazy scrambles going on. Some wild funk, both guys were sucking a little wind at the end, but oh my gosh, if you weren't standing by the second match of the night, you must have a bad hip or just glued to this bench, because it was incredible.
All right, match number 3. We got our first look at a pretty darn good freshman in the Quad Cities. Zachary Montes from Geneseo took on Davenport West Aiden Nicholas.
Yeah, so Zachary Montes, first high school duel. He's wrestled some high school matches prior, but first high school duel, pretty good setting for a first high school duel match. And he got to share it with his brother, so which we can talk about later. But yeah, Zachary Montes gonna be super tough this year for Geneseo. This is another one that was a close match up until I believe the third period, where it ended up I think Zachary got a turn, and kind of pulled away, and then it kind of separated from there and ended up being a 10-2 major decision over Aiden. But I'll tell you what, Aiden surprised me a lot too. I knew Zachary was really good, but Aiden showed some serious talent.
Yeah, both incredible wrestlers. It's going to be really fun to follow both of them this year. Aiden, a little bigger than what I remembered him, but he's looking well put together. As far as Montes, man, incredible freshman coming in there. You could see he might have had a little bit of jitterbugs at the beginning, but he settled right in. You could see that wrestling mentality click somewhere in the second period. I remember seeing it, and he's just like, I've been here, done this before. Let's get to business, and he did. So we get 4 years of watching this kid. That's going to be a fun 4 years.
Yeah, it sure should. I mean, we've seen stuff from his brother already, so I hate to call out Anthony, but I think Zachary might be on his way to breaking all Anthony's records.
Enjoy it while you can, Anthony. Little brother's coming up. So then we go right into the big boys, right? So normally these guys, they have to sit out and watch everyone else wrestle and watch. We threw a curveball at everyone. We said, let's bring out the 220s out here. Let's get a little excitement. Some big guys going to town. So we have Bradley Hill, recent Iowa commit, Bettendorf High School, versus Jeremiah Morris of Illinois. The score was a little lopsided, but, Jeremiah went in there and he went into battle. That first minute, he was going to give it everything he could. A little outmatched, but it was still really good, really exciting. And, he fought all the way to the end.
This is one of those things about a dual meet that ended up coming back later, to make it what it was, is the fact that, Jeremiah was overmatched a little bit, and he probably knew that coming in. He knows Bradley. Heck, everybody knows Bradley, right? So it was the fact of he fought off his back a few times where he could have just been like, you know what? No, it's pretty much an exhibition match, dual meet. I don't want to do this anymore situation. And I talked to Bradley about it afterwards. He's like, I don't know if I could ever pin that kid. He was the most flexible 220 pounder with his arms that I've ever seen. It was impressive. Bradley tried to put him away a few times, and you know what? Jeremiah just fought. And next thing you know, he's like double jointed shoulders or something. I don't know what it was, but he ended up saving Illinois a team point there, which, like I said, and then coming down to the finish line, they came up huge, and that made the duel, that last match, possibly go either way.
I agree with you, Tad. That was an incredible fight. Lots of heart shown by him. Just another side note, I think Coach Bass from Assumption liked his walkout music. I think I got a little clip of him doing a little dancing to the Notorious one.
It was Hypnotized, I believe, right? The song Hypnotized by Biggie Smalls. There were a lot of good walkout songs. We can talk about which ones were our favorites too later if we want. Next matchup, Riverdale's Brock Smith took on Bettendorf's Jace Luna in a solid match as well. Quick note on that one: Jace Luna did jump in. We had an injury from our original plans, and Luna jumped in and took a match and filled in a spot and came to battle. So we appreciate that. And yeah, it was a great match.
Yeah, Jace has always been a gamer. He's ever since he's came up through the ranks. We talked about this in the pre-show. He's been at the top of his age bracket forever. I think what we said, he won numerous 5+ whatever in a row district titles as a youth wrestler. So he's he not afraid of the spotlight, and he came to perform. Brock Smith, he might have had my favorite walkout song. I know we talked about this. It was a pretty good one, but he's one that's just fully committed right now. He's in for wrestling year round, and it showed. He came out and battled, and he got to those legs quite a few times. I know he wasn't probably happy when I saw him in the post match interview. He wasn't too happy with the way he didn't finish a couple of those shots, but that just shows you how tough Jace Luna is.
Yeah, great match. Two very good wrestlers. Before they came out to wrestle, I went up to both of them. Lots of excitement, lots of, I'm looking at the score, and that was a 6-2 match. And boy, there was a lot of action for a 6-2 match there. I mean, a lot of times you didn't know who would be in. We saw a couple wild, crazy scrambles, a little bit of funk. Brock, though, man, he is well put together. I put my hand on him. Take out the B, he is a rock. He is just solid through and through. I mean, and good luck to anyone that's going to be wrestling him this year, because I'm impressed with him. And yeah, by far, a little less talk, a lot more action, and that was his theme going into that. So the king lives on.
Yeah, that was another match too that, I think it was 4-2 with 25 seconds left, 30 seconds left. So yeah, the 6-2 score shows that 4-point decision, but I think Jace had to go for something at the end to try to get it to overtime and gave up a takedown. So definitely one of those ones that was way closer than the score looked.
All right, next matchup was Moline's Alex Schmacht and Wilton's Brody Brisker. And I'll say similar to what I just said about Luna, Brody jumped in. We had an injury. Brody was willing to come in and battle because I think he's got the mentality, which a lot of these guys do. If you just stay ready, you never have to get ready, right? Or whatever that quote is. He was ready and jumped in and again came to battle.
I was excited. This is, a good match. I know it ended with a fall, but Brisker. First of all, how about the following? Wilton, man, I think that was one of the smallest communities we had there, and they might have had as much or as many fans as anyone there. I mean, they got loud, rowdy during that match. Like Rob said, awesome job. Stepped in and filled in a weight class. He was giving up a little bit of weight, and you could see that going into the second period. But overall, a great match. Now, I want to talk about Schmack here, man. That kid is a gamer. I mean, he finished his match, went did a post interview with Todd, comes back over to me. He's not even dressed yet. He's still in the singlet, and he goes, "What's the next one up? I'm ready to go." He goes, "Let's take on, all the winners that we had out of the Quad Cities. Let's take on the world. I'm ready." I'm like, "All right, easy, bud. Let's enjoy this one, then we'll move on." But always a gamer, man. Fun watching that kid wrestle. I enjoyed watching him practice the last 4 or 5 years at Young Guns, and now going forward, it's going to be a fun final year for him.
Yeah, he's I mean, I get obviously an up close look at him being he's in like 2 of my classes at school, and I also obviously get to see him in Moline's practices here and there. So he's one that is just fell in love with the sport and doesn't miss a practice, always looking for the next one, kind of taking that and it makes sense because Charlie Farmer kind of took him under his wing when Charlie Farmer was there, and is like, this is what you need to do to get to a certain point. And what happened? He followed it, and now he's working out all over the place. He's doing everything the right way. He's keeping his diet under control. Like he said, he's always ready to go. So he doesn't stop wrestling all year round, and he's bought in, and the results are showing.
So next matchup, a couple football players, Cade Sheedy from Davenport North took on Rock Island Steven Marquez in another really good battle. This one, I thought possibly the football conditioning, not really being in wrestling shape might affect it a little bit. But honestly, towards the end, I know they were both tired, but they were both battling the entire match. The third period had as much action as the first.
Nope, absolutely. That match was tight from start to finish. I don't think till late in the third period could we really even predict or figure out who was going to be winning that match. 2 football guys, and I was thinking the same thing. They're going to come in a little soft. Oh no, they came in. They were battling. There's like 2 big old bucks going at it. all the way to the end. So, I did have a side note with this. I did go to St. Ambrose with Cade's dad, I believe it was. So I wonder if he's still rolling on the mat with him, because Cade looks pretty well off, and I don't want dad to get hurt.
Yeah, that match, I'll tell you, Cade he's put together pretty well. So I don't know if I would tango with that. So, but I'll tell you, that's another one, an 8-4 match. Third period takedowns kind of separated the gap. But I definitely think it was one of those ones that in the third period they were kind of both standing there. It looked like Rocky Balboa match in the 12th round. They're just like, all right, who's gonna go? And then finally, boom, one of them takes a shot, gets a takedown, and kind of separates it. But 2-point match in the third period, just like pretty much everything else that we had going on that night.
Yep. And so our next match, we had a girls match. We had Jadalyn Daly from Davenport West, and she took on Rebecca Ferguson of Rock Island.
Jadalyn is, I'll tell you, she is tough. She is, I think she had a little bit of a size advantage, I would say. We were trying to come up with this matchup, and, special shout out to Abby Meyer for kind of bringing this to our attention, saying, hey, this could be a really good matchup. I know that I know both sides, and I think this could be a good match for you guys, as we wanted to try to promote women's wrestling or girls wrestling in high school. So I was definitely super surprised, I guess, with the difference in the size, but not the fight. Rebecca Ferguson, she went out there, battled, got to the legs a few times, and I think the little bit of the size advantage kind of was against her. But Jadalyn knows what she's doing. She's pretty tough. We get to see that a lot, so it's fun to watch.
Exactly, Todd. A great match. A lot of excitement, a lot of fireworks going on during that match. Now, this match, if I'm correct, this was just post intermission, right? So what was our score going into intermission at that point? We're at the halfway mark right now, right, guys?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was 10-10 or 13-13, something like that at intermission. So I'm pretty sure it was tied.
All I was going to mention is the sportsmanship. So the guys, we had good sportsmanship all night long, but there's just another level of sportsmanship sometimes with these women wrestlers. You'll often see them battle and almost, blood and tears on the mat, and then maybe a hug at the end. So the sportsmanship of women wrestling to me has always really stood out as being pretty amazing.
Yeah, I know we're excited about it on this side of the river. IHSA is having its first all girls state tournament this year. IHSA approved. So it's not just an organization putting this together. It's actually the IHSA that's running the state tournament. So that's going to be exciting. I know Moline just itself has like about 5 or 6 girls that are practicing. And there's actually talks of, and we're hoping that Moline is going to sanction the first actual girls wrestling only team in the Western Big Six here, hopefully next year. Obviously, there's got to be some talks about it, but we're trying to push that as the next up and coming sport, just because it is growing so much, and just seeing the excitement that these two put on for the crowd. I can imagine if we bring a bunch of that to the Quad Cities, it'd be amazing. Yeah,
definitely agree on that one. All right, next up, Moline's Noah Tapia and Assumption's Michael Macias. Another phenomenal match here.
Yeah, for me, it was obviously I was excited. Noah's probably a little bit bigger than Michael, but we know Michael as he's always been a gamer. He's another one. It reminds me of Jace Luna, just ready to show up and scrap. And it was a 10-6 decision, but I'll tell you what, he put Noah in danger a few times where he was getting close to some swipes on some of those reversals. And it was be honest with you, I thought it was a little closer than I thought it was going to be. And that just shows you the toughness of Michael Macias.
2 great wrestlers there. A state champion with Noah Tapia, just really sound wrestler, worked really hard throughout the match. Then you got Michael Macias. You dropped the spotlight. That kid he finds gears that I didn't even know he would have there, We talked about the team atmosphere and stuff like that. He was at risk of losing by a major decision. Then he pulls that back into a decision. I think that was a major factor, and the team scores as well. So once again, two phenomenal wrestlers. Going to be fun watching them this season. I believe we get an extra year with Noah. He's only a junior, correct?
Yes, that is correct. He is only a junior this year. So, yeah, exciting things from him this year. Should be has a chance, and not to put any pressure on him, has a chance to be a 3-time state champ for the Maroons.
Definitely. Those two are both juniors. So actually, yeah, we have this year and next with both those guys. So maybe we'll see a rematch in the future as well. Another freshman made his Quad City high school dual debut. J Kester of Bettendorf. He wrestled Dalton Nimrick of Alleman. What do you guys think? I've seen TJ. Sorry, I interrupted you. I was just gonna say I've seen TJ wrestle a lot over the years. Coming up through the Bettendorf club. But yeah, this was your guys' first time. What'd you think?
I was really impressed. Anytime you put a freshman up against a senior, you don't know what's going to happen, especially dropping that spotlight on a freshman every time, But, once again, just as Montes did, TJ stepped up his game. He said, hey, I've been here, done this before. It's just a job. I'm going to get in here and get it done. Really impressed. That kid, we're going to be looking for him at the top of the podium on the Iowa side this year. As far as Nimrick, good work ethic. Just needs to keep in there and keep the head down, keep grinding. And I think we're going to see him do some phenomenal things this senior season.
Yeah, it was great for Nimrick to step in there. I love trying to get some Alleman high school representation. You have new coach Norman Jacks over there that he seems to be doing things the right way so far. It was pretty cool that but his ex-coach and James Healy got to sit in the corner. He had James is coaching with us at Moline now, so he had his Moline top on, but he had all his Alleman stuff underneath. So he comes taking off all of his Moline stuff, putting on his Alleman stuff so he can coach in the corner. And then he puts back on all of his Moline stuff. So it was pretty funny. It was pretty exciting for James to be able to do that too. I know that he obviously he's dealt with Nimrick quite a bit in the future. So that was pretty cool experience.
That is really cool. All right, next up, we've only got 4 more matches, guys, and it like the last ones, all of them haven't been amazing enough. The next 4 would keep you on the end. I mean, I know that we're all on the edge of our seats, no doubt about it. So, first of the last 4, Anthony Montes of Geneseo, he wrestled Peyton Westland of North Scott, and man, that was a battle.
Incredible. I mean. If you hadn't gotten your money's worth already, these last 4 matches, at this point in time, we don't know who's going to win the duel, who's going to win each match. Anything's a fair play. We ended up with a 4-3 match going down to the very last seconds. Montes does what Montes does. 2 nice pickups, delivery back to the mat. Excellent job riding for him. Peyton Westland fought all the way to the end. He's so long. He's going to get in there on your legs. And then a lot of crazy funk going on there as well. So at this point in time, if you're a wrestling fan, you need to tune in because these last 4 matches were incredible.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would expect anything less with a top kid from Geneseo and a top kid from North Scott. I mean, two schools on each side of the river, great programs. And to have their top kids represented at the same weight class, it was like we knew we were in for a pretty good show there. And you know what? It just happened. Montes pulled this one out. And if they wrestle again, which could possibly happen, who knows? Because Peyton was right there.
Yeah, at this point, I think I was ready to say, man, that might be the match of the night, right? And then all that happened next was Trace Gephardt takes on Gage Ship. Trace, another North Scott kid, takes on Gage Ship of Galesburg. And honestly, after that one, I was like, that's the match of the night, right? That was at that point, that was the next one. So what'd you guys think of that one?
Boy, that match goes on. These two, they practice with each other at Young Guns on a regular basis. So they know each other. They know the moves. They know what the other one's even thinking at that moment. So I can't imagine, this is a chess match. This ain't checkers and this ain't simple wrestling. At this point in time, these kids are making college decisions. They're probably wrestling as well as some college wrestlers I've seen in the past. Gephardt studied his style, noticed he was leading with the left, switched over to that high C series. Guys, incredible wrestlers. One thing I did see in there was a little East Coast funk that they brought home from Jody Strickmatter as well. Both got into a little funk position, seeing high leg. I saw the counter on it where Ship tried putting a stop on it, but two incredible wrestlers, did not disappoint. I don't care who won that match. It was awesome.
Yeah, this is a fun one. And we pretty much, we knew that coming in. We knew that, Gage is super tough on top, and that's what ended up actually probably giving him the lead, I believe, in the last 30 seconds to 45 seconds there. Was he ended up getting like an Easton wing turn. I don't think it was a little bit of a combination of both there. So it was 5-4 going into 45 seconds left. And maybe where there was a little bit of a mistake is Gage just kept pressing forward. He wanted to score more, and that allowed Trace to get to his leg. And I want to say that last scramble was, that thing had to last 25 seconds. Crowd's going crazy. Both sides are yelling 2, no 2, 2, no 2. And I'm right at the buzzer. Ref calls 2, other side ref confirms it. Coaches are going berserk on both sides. Fans are going nuts. That was pretty exciting moment of the night.
Yeah, that was. So at that point, then you're like, well, I know me and you talked even at that moment. We're like, match of the night. That was it. That was the one, right? And then the next match, Sterling's Drew Kested takes on Assumption's Alan Couture, and that one actually went to overtime. Even it was so tight. And Kested ended up getting the win in overtime 4-2. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts about that one?
That was some slick stuff. I'll tell you, Kested was for coming right off of the football field there. I was super impressed with the way he just jumped right back in. Just shows you the type of athlete he is. Plays DB, we mentioned this. Plays quarterback for Sterling, they have an amazing football program. And he jumps right onto the mat and comes out and goes toe to toe with probably one of our best 160 pounders in the area, Couture. So it was exciting. I know Kested fought off a lot of Couture's attacks on the edge, and that seemed to be the difference. Like Allen was getting to his legs, Kested was fighting off on the edge. Couldn't get any points in those situations, and then got into overtime and it looked like almost like his foot slipped out of Allen's grip, and boom, right behind him. So that was another one. It was, I don't know if the crowd could have got any louder at that point. That was pretty cool.
I think, Todd, you summed it up perfect. Allen was getting in on the legs. He just couldn't get the finish on it. And in overtime, I'd even call that almost a small scramble. A scramble wins it, man. And when you get down to a scramble, it's 50-50 game now. And whoever wants it more, or whoever just happens to be in that right position at the right time, they get the win. So I think you run this match 10 times, you get 5 winners each time, different style each side. So excellent match. Goes right into our finals match then with, I believe, only a 2 or 3 point lead for Iowa.
3. Yeah, it was a 3-point difference at that point. It would have been 28-25, right? So an Illinois win in the last match at least ties the team score. State champ versus state champ, marquee match. Illinois' Cole Brower, or Moline. Illinois has Moline's Cole Brower, IWCOA state champ last season, and Iowa has Bettendorf's Dustin Bourne, a Iowa state champ last season. So 3-point dual score difference, state champ versus state champ. What the heck's going to happen? This is wild. This was insane.
Yeah. For me, I was so lucky. I got to see both of these guys wrestle as kids. I think they were 4th graders when they both came in the Young Guns Club with my son. They were, it was so funny to see how they've changed, not only in size, but their technique, their ability. Both were it was incredible, so it was an honor. It was a privilege for me to see both these kids wrestle. Both are going to have incredible careers post high school. So I'm looking forward to following them to the next level. It's going to be a blast. Both put on the show, laid it out in line, and came down to a 1-point match, and couldn't ask for anything better on either side. Two incredible families, two incredible wrestlers, good kids on and off the mat. So the sky's the limit what they're going to do in the future.
Yeah, I was excited about this one. I was nervous, obviously, too. It was came down to it, and I know Rob and I were running around, and I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, what do we do if it does tie? Do we have a criteria? And then he thought criteria was one thing, and then I was like, I think it's this, and it was like we got to figure it out real fast to see what's going on here. But it ended up not mattering. You know what? Dustin Boren showed up, and that kid on top, that was the match right there, in my opinion. Like, he just put a ride on Cole, and you know, it kind of exposed Cole a little bit, and now he knows what he needs to work on moving forward. So that's good. But yeah, state champ versus state champ. I think they back and forth. It was, you know, came down to actually, I think, a stall call in the third period. Cole couldn't get out, and there was a previous stall call with some injury time type situation with some tape or something. I didn't see that part, but I know that the stall call at the end put them up 5-4, and you got to try to get out there. I think there was still good enough time to get out to maybe get it to overtime, but Dustin put the stops to that right away. So it was great to see the Bourne family again. The Brower family, obviously, he was coaching Team Illinois, so it was exciting on both sides. And like I said, I don't think the fans could have got anything better there.
The only thing I can think of is in the whole night really is, and like me and you talked, Todd, obviously you're an Illinois guy. I was like, man, you could not have scripted that night any better. And you're like, well, if Illinois won, it might've been a little better, but that's it. Like, it was an incredible night of wrestling, capped off with an incredible match. So Cole is heading into his senior year. He's committed to wrestle at the University of Illinois, fighting Illini. It's going to be an incredible, fun watching him over the next several years. And then Dustin, undecided still, hoping he decides to wrestle in college, and we'll be able to watch him hopefully in the future as well. But again, heading into his senior year at Bettendorf. And yeah, on top of 26 other wrestlers we got to watch, those two put on a show right at the end, and it was fun.
Yeah, I don't know what college coaches are waiting for. They need to throw some offers at Dustin Bourne. He comes into preseason nationals, runs through, I don't even know. I was talking to his dad about it. It's like 80 some kids in the bracket. Loses in overtime to the eventual champ, and then comes in and beats a nationally ranked kid in our dual meet. So I mean, he's D1 level college material. I would be surprised he doesn't go somewhere big and the offers don't start rolling in here soon. Yep. I agree with you. So final score of the very first QCA Clash: Iowa 31, Illinois 25. What's going to happen next, guys? What's going to happen next time? It could be Illinois. And so many of those matches are literal coin flips that, I mean, Illinois is going to want to come back and take the next one, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it'll be fun. We got some work to do. We gotta put together something to, compete with Iowa. It looks like you said, it could have went either way. I think we talked about this previously. I think Jay said it. He's like, he tried to do the score 3 times in a row, came up with 3 different scenarios. So, of like who's gonna win. I think one might even been a tie or whatever. So we knew it was gonna be close. Some of the matches maybe not exactly what we anticipated, but I'll tell you, it was when it came down to it, it was perfect. It ended up coming down to the last match. Everybody was on the edge of their seat. So we'll see what happens next year, and hopefully this will continue. I don't see why it wouldn't, but maybe with the restrictions being lifted, we can get over to the Illinois side of the river.
Going to be exciting. I think we have a lot of great opportunities in front of us. We asked for the community to respond, and they responded overwhelmingly. incredible wrestlers, incredible sponsors, incredible fans. For the fans that were there, tell friends, man. If you had a good time, bring 4 more friends with you next time, because we want to load that gym, because I think the feed that the wrestlers get from you as a crowd just makes them all the more pumped up and takes them guys to a whole nother level as well. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Also, I think thank you to our 2 coaches, with Brower in one corner, Taney in the other corner. I think someone posted a picture even of them 2 when they're a couple of years younger. I think that they might have wrestled each other in some open old man's tournament. So lots of great things going on. Lots of great things going to happen in the future.
Yeah, that would have been one heck of a tiebreaker right there. Coaches strap up, time to go. So that would have been an interesting way to do it. And also special thanks. I don't know if everybody realizes this out there, but Alan Couture did our post-match write-up. Like, wow, that was pretty impressive, especially, obviously his match didn't go the way he wanted and didn't skip a beat in his article. Like, to even have to put yourself in that situation and still come through, like, my respect for Alan has always been through the roof, but man, wow, that side of it, that was impressive. That was I did not expect that, I will say. So thank you, Alan Couture, for that. That was we definitely appreciate that. That was amazing.
Yeah, he did a very good job. And it solidified. Jay's kind of called him the Clark Kent of Quad City Wrestling, and it kind of solidified that as well. He's a darn good journalist too. So pretty awesome. All right, guys, as we get ready to close this episode down, just mention we talked about doing additional like QCA Clash type events. So we're hoping we're going to plan on doing another one just like what we just did annually, right? Annual QCA Clash. We're also looking at we're starting planning for a postseason event as well. We don't know what that'll look like quite yet, but some sort of a postseason event to help highlight our local wrestlers as well.
Hey, and we need you guys to stay tuned as well, because we got a lot of big action coming our way. We're going to be having our season rankings coming out of this year, and it's going to be QC and all the QC areas. So it'll be Iowa and Illinois together. We got our college, where are they now rankings coming out, and our team previews. So coaches, as soon as you get them, we need you to fill them out, kick them back to us. Let's talk about your team and what's going to be coming up this season.
Yeah, not only that, people that have enjoyed the streams in the past, we have some really good matchups this year for our streaming. The Moline Rock Island duel will be exciting. We're going to have the Western Big Six tournament. We're going to try to get out there and do that. And then all the Bettendorf home events, all their home duels will be covered. And then obviously, if there's anything else, we do have some other matches some marquee matchups that we're looking at doing. So if somebody's interested and they think it's going to be something that would be worth us doing, like, reach out to us, let us know. And, that's an option. So the other thing that we'd like to mention is help us out on YouTube, because we'd like to bring back some more feeds to you. And it allows us, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, I think we're just over like 600, 620, something like that right now. If we can start streaming from a mobile device, that just allows us to go multiple places, not have to set up an entire streaming situation. We can use our mobile devices and bring you guys some video content right from our phones. So that would be amazing. Try to get some friends, try to get some neighbors, whatever it takes to get us to over 1,000 subscribers. Not just likes, you got to subscribe. So make sure that you subscribe, and then we can bring you that content all season. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. And as far as how to subscribe, because if you do need to sign in to your YouTube account, and it could be your Gmail or whatever email you used, and then you have to find QCA Wrestle and hit the subscribe button. So we'll maybe even do like screenshots to make it real easy, and we'll post it on Facebook later on. But yeah, you have to be in your account that you use for YouTube, and then you have to hit subscribe. So yeah, good points, and we would really appreciate that, because we just want to bring we want to highlight as much wrestling as we possibly are able to. So if you can help us out with that would be really nice. We appreciate it. So. All right, guys, any closing thoughts? I'll start real fast because I didn't say this to you guys, but thanks to both of you for your hard work as well. It was an awesome event, and Man, I can't wait to start working on the next one. What do you guys got?
Definitely going to be exciting. Definitely going to be an exciting year going forward. Rob started this with a dream about a year ago. He said, Jay, let's put a super star team together. And if it wasn't for Rob, I don't know if I would have pushed through it, because I'm like, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of liability, a lot of people. But hey, it came together, and man, talk about kickstarting the season off on the right foot. Things are going to be bigger. Things are going to be great this year. And hold on, everyone. It's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah, I mean, same thing on my end. Thank you guys, obviously, for bringing me on. I was pretty excited. First real event for me with QCA Wrestle, and that was pretty awesome to be a part of. Obviously, your guys' families and everything like that helped out tremendously, and our sponsors couldn't do it without them. So the kids got some awesome gear out of it. They were excited about their singlets and shirts and everything like that. So all the sponsors, you guys made that possible. Thanks a lot. Can't wait till next time.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care.